before we start to cook, we have to feel happy. If you are not happy, go home, because your food is no good.
My satisfaction comes from the fact that my experience is still worth something at my age. I've lived abroad for a long time, I've received a lot, and now I would like to return something. An assignment like this, experiencing another world, is a great experience for me. Nepal, the small country in the Himalayas between India and China. A country as large as Switzerland and Austria combined, almost half of it mountains. 30 million people, 70% depend on agriculture for survival. The Senior Expert Corps is Swisscontact's oldest ongoing project. We have over 700 experts in our pool now. We provide short-term consultancy services to small and medium-sized enterprises and business institutions in developing countries and Eastern Europe. The female and male experts work voluntarily. Clients getting advice cover food and accommodation. The remaining costs of the project are covered by us. Political conflicts, recurring natural catastrophes and poverty shape the country. In Nepal, the SEC performs most of the consultancy assignments, about 45 each year.
I see there is a big gap from where we are as a development of the country in different SMEs, in the technical and management advances, and where we could be. Nepal also have a lot of SMEs, which is like family-owned businesses. So either very small, medium, or large. And this gives a lot of room for our SEC program, where the experts could come and could give their expertise to the client in a very cost-effective way.
One of the companies receiving support is the computer company WorldLink.
We realize that we don't know how to do everything right, that we are growing and we need people who have had decades of experience to come in and assist us.
Hier bei der Firma WorldLink.
I am here at WorldLink for the second time now and have put my focus on the management processes where they have shown weaknesses. A growing company, and WorldLink has been growing very strongly this year from about 350 employees to over 500 or almost 550, also means a growth in sales. In cases like this, it is imperative that management skills are improving and management processes are changed to keep up with the growth.
Und dass die Managementprozesse angeglichen werden an das Wachstum. When the deadline comes, they cannot.
Suggestions that fall on fertile ground at WorldLink.
On each of these 36, you had a scale of 1 to 5.
He advised us that we should allow the managers in the company to take on more responsibility, and we should not be involved much in day-to-day operations. And for the first time, we had a detailed business plan with each business unit committing to business and revenues and investments that we are supposed to make. So we had a good picture of which way we are headed. So if I want to stay over here still.
WorldLink, an example of the successful collaboration between SEC experts and its customers.
The way it works is this way. Yeah. Durch die Sachen, die schon gemacht worden sind, die Organisationsänderungen.
As a result of what has already been done, organizational changes and changes to some processes, the productivity of the organization has already increased. We have also had discussions about how profitability of a company of this size and in this industry should look like. Real steps have been taken to get there, and I hope that in these 3 weeks we will get some things going again to ensure that the goals are reached.
Wir wiederum einige Dinge in die Wege leiten können, um das sicherzustellen.
Morning assembly at Paragon Private School in Kathmandu. Another example of a company looking to improve its service quality.
We are a school with 2,000 children, and when we produce a good quality student, it will definitely bring a good impact to our country.
The SEC expert is working on it. In these traditional forms of teaching, students do not have to think for themselves a lot. They can listen a bit, write a bit, and do a little repetition or something. But actually actively thinking on their own, develop an idea of their own, have a thought of their own, is not really required at all in many situations. However, with relatively small interventions and changes in the course of teaching, teachers can create an environment where students are much more involved and need to become active. The rethinking process starts with the teachers discussing alternative teaching models with the SEC expert.
We want our children to open up. We want our children to ask more things. We want our children to explore new things, which we have started, and we are pretty sure that in the near future we will definitely achieve this kind of thing in our school.
Want to tell you something important.
This teacher proudly presents us with the progress she has made with her students. You can feel the enthusiasm on both sides.
Let's start with Ayush. Okay, Ayush? Very good. Give a big hand to him. Lovely.
The hotel school gate in Kathmandu. That's where Alfred Gaffner is on SEC assignment. He advises and educates on topics such as cooking and kitchen hygiene.
And everybody is responsible for their own cleanliness. And cleanliness, it's not negotiable.
You see, I can go ahead and I can also tell it's very important to keep the kitchen clean, but it's a way different if the person who has lived and done all his life and the way he motivates his team to do this job. It's totally different thing.
He is also concerned with details, for example, about how to properly prepare chicken. Alfred Gaffner is always present with advice and a helping hand.
You understand the principle, right?
The things that we are doing, the standard of following recipe, standard of taking a small details into consideration, we wouldn't have done it without his help. Definitely. That comes from him.
Then you put, right? So small piece.
The constant striving for improvement in details and the whole, too, results in success.
Unser Auftrag ist,
Our mission is to improve quality and hygiene and to build up knowledge on an international basis.
auf einer internationaler Basis. Und die Schule hat sich
Our school has grown from 50 to 200 students, and the Gate College has developed the best reputation in the city and all over the country.
in dieser Stadt, in diesem Land, hat das Gate College einen besten Ruf können gewinnen.
And if Alfred Gaffner's team gets a catering order from the Finnish embassy, he can say for sure they have reached the top. Pokhara, about 200 kilometers west of Kathmandu. This is where the cheese factory Sujal Dairy is situated. 60,000 litres of milk are delivered to the factory every day. The Swiss, Carlos Marbach, cheesemaker and SEC expert, has already worked all over the world. It is relatively difficult in the beginning. You had to take care of the whole occupational education and change the training on the job. You had to try to inject our values of hygiene, cleanliness and punctuality. Carlos Marbach's consulting has already shown some positive results.
Mr. Carlos has been focusing on the quality of raw milk. So after we have been tied up with him for the various time, we have improved the quality of raw milk, and then we thought it's a right time to expand.
Like for the other senior experts, consultancy is no one-way street for Carlos Marbach either. He also benefits from his commitment. I learn a lot on every assignment. Something is always different, and I realise you can do things different too, which is very educational for me. In Nepal, the SEC's activities are highly valued. According to the SEC Client Impact Study in Nepal, 88% believe the SEC consultants have improved their operation, referring to both performance of the employees as well as the quality of the products.
The
SEC really is a fascinating project, and I think it especially shines in three special areas. 1. Simplicity. It is a simple to understand project. We use the excellent knowledge of our experts who, as individuals, can contribute their knowledge and time instead of money. 2. The direct impact. The consulting is practically and selectively focused, adjusted to the needs of the customers, which they define by themselves. It leads to improved workflow, product quality, and create workplaces. We believe that strengthening the local economy is key to the reduction of poverty. 3. The added value for both sides. It is not just the customers who are benefiting from consulting, the experts also gain value from it. They also come back and are basically ambassadors for these developing countries here in Switzerland. The SEC made a great impression in Nepal. It was also euphoric how the CEO of the Gate Hotel School talked about it.
If all the developed countries has this provision of all the knowledgeable, experienced people going out there and share their knowledge in this fashion, this world would have been a much prosperous place, really. This is one genius thinking behind what Swisscontact does.
Swisscontact Senior Expert Course, a Swiss success story in Nepal.